Hello everyone, I'm Santiago and now I'm testing Need for Speed on the GeForce GTX 950. To see the frame rate like me, as you can see the bottom left corner of the video, that's called cam. To use it like me, just click on the top right corner of the video where the cam logo is. That will lead you to a tutorial made by me, or just check the links in the description below to learn more. So, I am into the game now. I'm going to show you some of the stuff in the options menu first, then I will show you the game and its performance. Something that really surprised me about this, as you can see here, we have the gamepad, the keyboard, but you can customize the keyboard settings as always. You can rebind the keys, and there are some extra settings, as you can see here, alt reverse. But on the gamepad, you can also rebind the keys of the gamepad. I don't remember any game that does this, so kudos for that. Good idea, Ghost. So you can customize your controls of the gamepad. So if you want to accelerate with the other trigger, you can change it right here. If you want to accelerate with the A button, you can do that. So that's awesome. I like that. That should be on many other games. Then we also have, well, a mapping for the wheels. For a wheel, if you have a wheel, you can map it here. You can see customized. You can rebind everything. Then on the wheels we also have, if you press, hang on, I messed up here. Okay, so your gamepad, you go into wheel and you press right or left. You can have a mapping for many brands of wheels. You can see the Fanatec Club Sport, the Thrustmaster TX, the T500, the T300, the T150, the Logitech G920, the G29, the G27. I mean, you have a lot of stuff here, so that's nice. You have a lot of options for the controls. Then on game settings, well, you can play alone or find a new game. So this seems like an offline mode. I have no idea, but since I'm using a trial, I had access to this trial since I'm on Origin Access subscription, $5 a month. And you have a lot of games to play, and you can play some games early, like this one. This is a trial, so I didn't purchase the game yet. But it runs the same as the full game. This is kind of a demo, just a smaller part of the game, but it's pretty much the same. Then you can change subtitles on or off, the brightness, the units, miles per hour or kilometers per hour. I chose it like this because it's the same as my country. Then you can hide the user interface in the snapshots. You can change that if you want. Then display minimap. You can hide the minimap. You can hide the speedometer. You can display game mode info. You can do all that you want here. Audio, we can optimize the audio for home cinema, for headphones or TV speakers. I'm using headphones. Then I disable the music since I don't want to get copyrighted. Then effects on the maximum. Then cut voice, post music off and playlist music off, and incoming message sound I'll turn it off because it's annoying. Then we have graphic settings. I'm using the 950, so I'm going to use 1080p. Then we have VSync on or off, window mode on or off. You can go up to 4K here. I might test 1440p. Let's see how it runs first. Then we have the textures from ultra to low. I suggest on this card you play on high. On the 750 Ti I had to use low or medium textures. Suggest you do play on high here. Motion blur on or off. I hate it, but I'll turn it on since it consumes some FPS. Shadow quality ultra to low. I keep it on ultra. Gamma correction, well, I keep it like that. We have foramen occlusion, SSAO or HBAO. The HBAO is the one from NVIDIA. I'm going to keep it on too. It's more precise than the SSAO. Then we have effects from low to ultra. I keep it on ultra. From low to ultra, geometry. Then anti-aliasing we have off, FXAA or TAA. I prefer to turn it off completely because the game looks sharper without this one. This one looks kinda blurry for me, but I'll keep it on since it consumes some other frames and it's the same that consoles are using. I know that the PS4 is running this at 1080p and the Xbox One is running it at 900p. But I don't know which settings they're using, so I have no idea. I'll play it like this first. Then privacy settings, yeah, I don't care about this. The documents and credits. So let's jump into the game. And as you can see, we're getting awesome frame rates. We're getting 50 frames per second on 1080p ultra settings, but textures on high so far. I will drive faster to see where we get with the frame rate. So yeah, so far it dropped to 38 a couple times. Well, we'll find out once we drive more. Whoop. Yeah, as you can see, we dropped to 38. It seems to be mostly due to the effects. If I do this, let's see. If I do this, the frame rate will tank a little. Yeah, a lot. Like 10 frames per second. So as you can see there, if you do that, you'll lose around 10 frames per second. Nothing to worry about, we don't do it much. But as you can see, the game is running flawlessly so far. I don't know why it runs this much better than the 750 Ti. It's not that much of a better car, but whatever. I won't complain. At least not now, since on the 750 Ti it runs acceptable. It runs better than the minimum requirements. The minimum requirements, according to EA, for running this game is a 750 Ti and 2 GB of VRAM to run it at low settings 720p at 30 frames per second. That's a total lie. I could run it at 60 frames per second high settings, 60 frames per second high setting on the 750 Ti low settings 720p. I mean high settings 720p, more than 30, a lot more. So EA was just lying to us with the system requirements apparently. So keep that in mind. But the CPU usage is high when you're driving fast. As you can see, it was, well, in here we have better frames, but the CPU usage was close to 100%, and that dropped the GPU usage to 90% a couple of occasions. So if you have a better CPU, you will have slightly better performance on this game. Well, as you can see there, it dropped to 77%, the GPU usage. So yeah, apparently you will have less drops with a better CPU, an i5 or of the sort. Alright, let's try something else. Let's try on 1080p, lowering stuff to high, SSAO, high, yeah, we'll give it the same. So high settings. Okay, so high settings is way smoother now. We're getting 50s. Let's see when we drive. Yeah, we dropped again to high 40s. But it's running really well. I wasn't expecting this good of a performance. I'm glad that the game was delayed, so the performance is as it should be. So good job EA for delaying this game and make it a good PC version. Apparently so far it looks like it. I won't go into the mission since there will be a cinematic there and I will just have to skip that part in the video. But so far so good. Yeah, the game is telling me I'm going the wrong direction. I don't care. I'm just testing the frame rate. I might do a race or two after this. But yeah, so far so good. Let's try... Yeah, let's try 900p now. On the ultra setting. And high textures. Ultra textures are unplayable for me, so keep that in mind. Alright, 900p, ultra settings, and high shadows. Okay, so it's not that good, and I will explain you why. Well, I don't need to. I can lower some settings later, but it seems that the CPU is limited to GPU when I'm driving fast, and right now it's doing it again. When the CPU reaches 100%, the GPU sometimes drops to below 90% usage. That's bottleneck, but it seems that it only happens when I drive too fast. When I drive fast, not too fast. You can never drive too fast. And now I'm driving faster, and as you can see, the GPU usage is dropping below 99%. It's not that bad, but it will affect performance, as you can see. We're getting 50 to 60 with some drops to 38 on 900p ultra settings with textures on high. Alright, let's now try lowering the settings. As you can see, the game is still running because it's always online. Let's switch to high SSAO and everything on high. And let's see now. Now we have 68, 70. That's pretty good. So let's try fast and see what happens. Alright, it seems that we are getting very close to locked 60s, but we're moving a lot to 55. You might not notice that if you're not used to playing at 60. I notice it because, well, because I'm looking at the numbers in real time. I don't notice between 50 and... oh! Okay. I will not enter my garage. I don't want a cinematic just yet. I want to try 720p. That will probably give us some bottleneck, but whatever. But the best settings if you want close to 60 FPS, you might want to play at 900p high settings, which is not bad. But if you want to play it at the maximum settings possible, you can play at 1080p with everything ultra. Except textures, you will need to keep them on high if you want the game to be playable. Ultra textures keep just stuttering for me. So keep that in mind if you plan on playing this game on a 2GB of VRAM graphics card. But yeah, so far so good on this one. Let's see 720. 720 Ultra. Alright. 720 Ultra settings. Alright, this is Ultra settings at 720p, on 720p. So we are having some weird drops here, but it seems like always happens with the 950. If you want to play on 720p, you might want a better CPU. As you can see, the CPU usage is high, but the GPU usage is pretty low. It's 70%, 55%. I mean, it's very low. You can get better frame rates with a better CPU. In this case, due to in a lower resolution. If you're playing a lower resolution, the CPU load will be higher. So you might want an i5 if you plan on playing on 720p. But as you can see, not bad at all. Okay, so I stop here and I'm going to try high settings 1440p. Now let's try ultra 1440p just for the lols. Then I will drop the settings. Whoop, textures on high. Then I'm going to 1440p and I'll see what happens now. So 1440p ultra settings. Let's check. And we're below 30, just as expected. Okay, let's drop the settings a little into the high settings. I don't want anti-aliasing on this one. And yay, we got 30s apparently. Let's see when I drive fast, but so far so good, it seems. Okay, there it dropped to 20, not so good. But yeah, it's pretty good, apparently. Not so much, there is some stuttering here and there. It seems to be the VRAM. We don't have enough VRAM for this, apparently, to maintain it, I think. Let's drop some more stuff. Shadows on medium, now ambient occlusion. Yeah, let's keep it like this. It didn't change at all. I mean, it doesn't seem to affect the FPS. I think that the textures are the main problem here. If you keep the textures on low or medium, you should be able to comfortably play at 1440p. I won't even try 4K. It won't matter. 4K will run like total shit. But it's not that bad. If you want to play at 1440p, you can actually do it. So that's pretty impressive for a AAA title on a cheap graphics card like the GTX 950. And yeah, so far, so good. The performance of this game seems good enough, and we can play better than the consoles, so that's good news. Okay, let's now jump into my favorite settings so far. We're going to go into Ultra. So this, I'm aiming 30 frames per second. I should be aiming 60, I know, but I don't care. I'll play like this and see if it affects when we're on a race or something like that. If there is any cinematic, I'll just, since I cannot skip them, I will just cut the video and let you know when the cinematic is over. I will say that I'm back from the cinematic, so I will go straight into a race on ultra settings and high textures, 1080p, and no anti-aliasing. The game looks way better without TAA enabled. Let's see if I can actually go into the garage now. Jump to garage. No, I cannot. Let me see if I can see the map now. Okay, I'm right here. Let's see the map. Oh, it's not bad. I was expecting a bigger map, actually, but this seems pretty big. Yeah, shut up. Yeah, I want to go there. Okay, it doesn't seem to be working, the thing about marking that on my map. Let me try it again. Oh, right, left, right. Right. Left, right. I should be on my way. Okay. Yeah, that's how you do it. Yes, I went under my garage. I hope there's no cinematic. Okay, so I'm back. There was a cinematic there. Now I'm back onto the streets. Let's see if I can find a race here and there, so I can actually test it properly. I hope there's no cinematic once again. I don't know what this is. Let's see the map. Oh, here's a race. This is another person, apparently. Yeah, teleport. I can teleport, awesome. I can go straight into the race. So remember, this is 1080p, ultra settings, high textures. Nothing more than that. Okay. Sprint race. Start the event. Okay, the race is starting. Any other racer here? Anyone? Yeah, they're behind me, apparently. Whoop. Yep. Shut up, tutorial. You're annoying. You're blocking my vision. Look back again. Yeah, a lot of guys there. I'll let them pass me so I can see if the frame rate drops. And it does. Oh, now we're fine. Yeah, this is a real test. But it's not that much of an issue so far, apparently. It seems like a 5 to 10 FPS less when they are very close together. But not that bad. It's still very playable. Trust me. Nope. Yeah, it wasn't a good idea to pull out. Oh, the police. Yay. Let's crash into them. Come on, cops. I'm waiting for you. Yeah, I forgot to add nitros into my car. Very smart for me. Yeah, but here it seems to be a CPU issue. So if you want better frames while racing, you might want a better CPU. Because as you can see, my GPU usage is kind of low. It drops a little when there are a lot of calls on the screen. So it seems to be a CPU issue there. So keep that in mind. So yeah, for a 950 I'm suggesting an i5. Just like for a 960. You can play with an i3, but you'll get the best experience with an i5 here. If you have a 950. If you have a 750 Ti, you don't need an i5. At least not yet. They're into my ass. But I hope I can finish this race. Yep. Okay, I won. Yeah, beautiful, whatever. Yeah, let me keep playing, please. I want to run away from the cops. Alright. Come on, come on. Oh, come on. Tutorials! Tutorials. They have locked your vision, they won't allow you to play. Those are very freaking annoying. Yeah, I said freaking, no effing. Okay, he crashed there. He's very stupid. Alright, it seems like tutorials. Is it like I missed them? I can turn off the car, as you can see. I just turned it off. Oh yeah, I missed the cops. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.